Good morning, America. Hey, how are you doing? Welcome to another episode of The Big Show, hosted by me, of course, Jimmy Smith. Alongside of me, as always, good friend of mine, host of Pissed Off Parent. Give it up one time for Dwayne Ward, the man.
Woo! One time, because that's all I got in me.
You know, the one thing that you guys can all count on is The Big Show will be an entertaining show, and Dwayne always has a good graphic tee to show off.
Yes, dads with beards are better.
I don't know what store he shops at, guys, but there's some cool shit there. That's all I got to say.
Got to keep it entertaining for everybody and leave them wondering and in shock and awe and stuff. And it's fun to wear these shirts out because, you know, get a smile out of people, get them confused, get into arguments. I mean, it just depends on my mood. I'm actually more of an introvert, but yeah, these, for some reason, I wear these shirts when I go out to get conversations started.
Kind of counteracts your introvertness with extrovert. It gets people, like, you won't be the first one to necessarily say hi to someone maybe, but the shirt will do it for you.
Exactly. This is my billboard, and if I don't stop gaining weight, it's going to be a billboard. It's getting out there. I need to get back into work. I need to get back into working out. I need to start working out. There's the thing.
It's got to begin before you can get back into it, right?
It's got to begin, and I'm
traction.
Getting better, yeah. And actually, as everyone knows, we didn't have a show last weekend. Jimmy was not feeling under the weather, just with some life changes that you've had and all that. We were chatting before we jumped on here, and one of the things that brought him down is he was not working out as often as he was since he's made some changes.
Yeah, it's just, a lot of you guys know that I recently moved, and starting a new position, unpacking boxes at nighttime when I get off work, putting in extra hours. I've been trying to find a new health club, trying to find a new grocery store, trying to find a new whatever, fill in the blank. The end result has been that I've been really inconsistent with my workouts lately. I was telling Dwayne that I probably have trained 8-9 times in the last month and a half. And I usually train 4 or 5 times a week. So
still beat me, though.
I still beat out Dwayne.
Oh, yeah.
By 8.
By 8. 8 or 9. If you only worked out 8, you probably beat me by 9. Yeah. God. And that's something, guys, and girl, you've got to, keep active and do something. Actually, I'm sure my wife right now is going, "Oh my God, this guy is so full of crap." Because I make it sound like I'm like, and she's like, "Let's go for a walk." She actually, I won't tell her age because that's one of the
big no-no.
8 deadly sins there. But she's I didn't rob the cradle. Let's just put it that way. I came close. I went from high school to middle school for my wife there. But she walks with the gals in the morning every couple days. Does a couple miles there. She's very active in the community. Like she walked something like 4 or 5 miles yesterday just from all of her activities. She's playing cornhole. She's putting this event on. She's doing all. And she's very active. And then you got me, and I'm Mr. Couch Potato. And I need to change that. But enough about me. Starting to feel a little attacked here. I'm scared.
You bring up a good point, though, Dwayne, because I have definitely noticed a difference in my mood, my attitude, my spunk, my energy level. You don't really see it, very quickly, but you just kind of notice it over a few weeks. You just kind of feel a little sluggish. There's definitely a correlation between, exercising on a regular basis and how you feel compared to when you don't. And even, I never feel under the weather. I really don't. And for me to kind of really feel bad is a rarity. And I know it's because I haven't been training. And I also noticed too, I'll disclose, these pants that I'm wearing right now fit a little tighter than I remember.
Okay. Well, you're used to probably wearing form-fitting. See, I gave up a long time ago. I have elastic shorts, and that I have like a 2 or 3 month window of I won't feel anything. Yeah. And then if I start pushing the elastic out, then it's just time to get the new size up.
I don't have that leeway there. See, my dress pants have the little silver click, right? Well, I've got the double one. So
okay, got nothing.
I'm locked in, buddy. I mean, if I gain a half an inch on my waist, I'm locked in, and I'm not able to breathe very well.
Are you done lapping?
I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
You're almost at the Dunlap. For the people that don't know what Dunlap is, that's when your belly is Dunlapped over your drawers. So,
Big Show's taking on a whole new meaning.
You know what? There you go. You thought you came to see physical fitness and all that. No.
You came to see fried food and butter. That's what you came to see today.
Exactly.
But all right, so enough of picking on me. Let's pick on Dwayne a little bit. I like picking on Dwayne better than I like picking on myself. It just makes me feel better as a person.
Oh yeah.
So, but Dwayne doesn't know this, everyone.
Uh-oh.
But today's podcast is going to put him on the spot.
Ooh,
it's time to test Dwayne Ward's skills and knowledge, folks. And here's what I mean. Dwayne and I have been going at this for about 4 months now. Okay. I'm not saying Dwayne was a novice when we started, but I know that Dwayne has learned a lot. He's expanded his horizons. He's had to think a little more about certain areas. And today we're going to test Dwayne's knowledge of red pill universe. We're going to test Dwayne's knowledge of what the majority, the masses of men think, how we think. I personally think Dwayne's going to do just fine, but I'll let you guys judge it. So what I put together this week, Dwayne, is I put together 10 harsh truths about men that all women should know. Okay. So this this right here was done on by polling. This is not my thinking. I do agree with some of these things, and some I may not agree with, whatever. But this is not from the mind of the Big Show. This is from the mind of the masses, I guess. Now, I'm not going to say whether or not the poll was polling men or women or both. I'm just going to spit them out.
Okay.
And I'm going to ask you, Dwayne, what you think about this. Do you agree? Do you mostly agree? Or do you wholeheartedly agree? Or maybe you just go, hey, you know what? This is just total BS. Men do not think this way at all. Women, this is completely off. So we're going to kind of put your skills to the test. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
Now, I caught you at a good time today. And the reason why I caught you at a good time is because 15 minutes ago, everybody, Dwayne was literally snoring in his bed. He woke up late. I was in the StreamYard chat room right here by myself, and usually he beats me in. Usually he's the one that's bright and early. I came in here, I was all alone. I was like, oh, where's Dwayne?
What's going on here?
Yeah, I'm texting him. I'm like, hey, you showing up today? And nothing. And then Dwayne goes, oh, my alarm went off. Dwayne, with my new supercomputer, your alarm did not go off. What happened was I hacked into your alarm, turned it off on purpose so that way you would be late for the show, not quite wide awake, and then I'm gonna throw all these 10 things at you.
I'm ready.
All right,
I'm ready.
So let's jump into it. Here are 10, according to either men or women or both. Not gonna say. Here are 10 harsh truths about men that all women should know. Number 1, men need their space. So I saw a short video, like an Instagram video recently, where an estranged wife filmed her husband sitting alone in the backyard every single night burning wood. The woman in the video is kind of stunned because she doesn't understand why he prefers to sit quietly for hours in the dark, instead of going inside, watching TV with her, things like that. So that being said, Dwayne, do you agree, slightly agree, not agree at all? Do you agree that all men need their space, and why?
I 110% agree that all men need their space. This is something that, I wish women would understand. I don't know if we want to say if I'm right up front or wait until I kind of give my reasoning and then either embarrass me that I got it completely wrong and I'm an idiot, or go, hey, they agree with you. So why men need their space? We are after the day of killing our food and conquering the world and doing all that, or putting up all the nonsense, usually from them. But we like to go and just basically veg and just let all this either process through stuff or turn our brains off and just go to a quiet place and just let it all just kind of seep out. And either work through the issues because that's just how our brains work. So if we've got an issue with work or spouse or kid, whatever that is, that's where we go to just kind of sit there and just process through it and veg it out. I will offer one more, which will be slightly embarrassing for me. Well, it's not even embarrassing for me, but offer a quick story. So when Brandy and I first started dating and then we moved in together, yes, we lived in sin for a couple years before we officially. I know. She hates. God, she hates me talking. I used to call her my common law wife, and oh my God, she hated that so much. Still does. But I got up at one point, and this was again earlier on in our relationship, so this will make more sense as I tell the story. And I'm like, okay, I got up and I left. I think we were in the bedroom or in the living room, whatever. And I got up and I went to like the bedroom, and then she followed me, kind of talking to me. And I'm like, I talked to her a little bit, and then I'm like, okay, well then I go over into the dining room, which no guy goes in the dining room if he has to.
She's not catching the hint here.
And she follows me talking to me. And then I'm like, all right. And then I walk out into the garage and I go through the laundry room, and then I go into the garage, and she walks in. I'm like, honey, I got to fart. Can you give me 30 seconds to let this thing rip? It's killing me right now. We had Mexican. Can you just, and then she's like, oh. She's like, oh my God. And she learned a very valuable lesson that day.
Oh, yeah.
And again, well then, actually years later, she made the girl, okay, this is a woman thing that the girls need to listen on if you ever want it to stay a certain way. Never give your man the pass to fart around you, because once that pass is given, it's on. And it will be everywhere. Yeah. But earlier on, I was trying to be a gentleman and not scare her off. Yeah. But anyway, that's the one of those men need their quiet time. And yeah, we do. That's why we'll turn on I played zombies for years. I just recently quit due to some stuff going on in the real world. But I would sit there and I'd play zombies that I played the exact same game and just sit there for like an hour or so. That is me just letting all the BS of the world just drain away. That's video games. That's why guys play video games. It's problem solving. You turn your brain off. If you get guys that you chat with when you're doing it, it's entertainment. And it's just the way that we relax. That's something that women have to understand. Guys have to have that. If we not, we go a little psycho. If we don't have that, we let that build up too long. And ladies, sometimes we're getting our quiet time away from you. We want to be nice. We want to, either you've done something or said something or did whatever. We want to get away to say, you know what, we don't want to yell or get mad or say something that we're going to later regret. Yep. We're irritated by something, whatever that is, and we do get irritated. We get away from y'all, let it just drain away, so that when we come back, we're like, hey, okay, honey, yeah, I'm glad you, called my transformer a dumb truck. I'm okay with that. That takes a long time for me, but that's one of the things that we do. Anyway, so I would say 110% quiet time is a must for men.
I just don't think there's any man that would disagree with you right now. Well said, sir. So one of the things that I talk about a lot of times when I'm talking with both couples in the same room is, his time alone, because it's oftentimes something that gets brought up by her. She'll say that she feels a certain way because he doesn't pay attention to her, doesn't talk to her, things like that. Yeah. His counter argument is obviously everything that you just said. He's like, look, this is not I don't want to be around you, I don't love you thing. This is I've got to decompress. I've got to sharpen the saw. Right. I need to turn my brain off kind of a thing. Yeah. So that being said, ladies, if you're watching, if you're listening, understand, men, we absolutely need our space. And it has nothing to do with the fact that we don't love you, we don't like you, we don't want you, we don't things like that. There is some truth to the fact that there are times where we just have to kind of get away. Men, generally speaking, are not as social as women are, and women are and you guys are very, very social creatures. You can't feel like you have a fulfilling life if you're not social around people. Men could literally go into a cabin in the woods, off the grid and for the most part be just fine not being around that many people compared to women. So, you have to understand that after a long day of fighting the world and men having to deal with the diplomacy at work and the BS at work and all these things and fighting traffic, I'm not saying women don't do the same thing, but I will tell you this: men really get wrapped up in the careers because we understand that the buck stops with us. Yeah. Women, for the most part, when they're in relationships, there's always a small little comfortableness about the fact that if something happened with life or she did it to herself, the job gets lost. The family doesn't always fall apart. Right. Yeah. There's a safety net called your husband, your boyfriend, your fiance. When you're the husband, when you're the boyfriend, when you're the fiance, who's your safety net? There really isn't one.
There isn't one.
And sometimes women will say, well,
and we know it.
And we know it. And
that's the thing.
Women will sometimes say, well, I'm his safety net. That's what the partnership is like. Okay. There's some slight truth to that, but let's just be honest with ourselves. Okay. If your man is out of work for a couple weeks, no harm, no foul, but let that man be out of work for 4 weeks, 6 weeks, because he's trying to find a job in a tough market. You'll start to lose respect for your man.
Oh yeah. Immediately.
When you come home from work and he's sitting down watching TV, even if he cleaned the house and did everything he could, if you see him not being productive, you will look at him differently. Every man knows it. And just about every man listening to this podcast has probably been through it, myself included. And it's not a good feeling. So there's an extra, my point is there's an extra sense of anxiety amongst men, knowing that we have to be on our game every single day. And when we come home, we just want to turn the brain off. That's why you'll see us watching brainless TV like The Simpsons or Family Guy, just something that's entertainment, not too complicated. We're just thinking and laughing and decompressing all at once. This guy in this story or this video clip I was sharing with you guys, he goes out back in the dark and burns firewood.
And just watches it. If you guys have ever watched firewood being burned, there's a sense of calmness about it, like watching the rain, and that's that man's way of decompressing. Dwayne and even myself, I enjoy video games. That is a way for me. It's video games to men, ladies. I want you to understand that it's basically like you guys, females, watching a movie, except we get to control the main character. So we get to Dwayne's point, accomplish something. Yes, I know it's fake weapons and fake money and fake gold or whatever the video game calls for, but we get to achieve a goal, level up, achieve a goal, level up. That's basically what we try to do in life. That's our wiring.
Yeah, that's how we are wired. Achieve a goal, level up. Achieve a goal, level up. Rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. And so, and the problem or the difference is in real world, when your character dies, you die for real, right? And I don't mean like literally die, metaphorically. Like if your character fails, then you're out of work. And that sets you back weeks or months, or in some really bad mistakes, years perhaps.
Right.
In a video game, if your character fails or dies, you just restart the game or restart the chapter, whatever it is. So it's nice for men to have that safety net, because it's the only time we have that safety net. Think about it, ladies. If men go through life without a safety net in the real world, when we play video games, if we fail or don't achieve a goal, we have a safety net, and it's nice for us to have that. Yeah. Psychology, don't expect a lot of women to understand or believe that, but if you can kind of wrap your head around it, you'll kind of understand that it's not an insult for men to want isolation. They actually need it. So one more thing, I want to give a couple shout outs. Welcome back, XL Pro. Saw you a couple weeks ago. Welcome back. Aaron, always good to see you. My boy Jesse Harmon just logged on. Appreciate you guys. If you guys are just logging on, what we're doing here is we're talking about a couple harsh truths about men that all women should know. And we're kind of grilling Dwayne a little bit to see what he thinks is true, what he thinks is not true. And I want you guys to look at that bicep. Damn.
Not bad.
For someone who doesn't work out, pretty impressive. Pretty impressive. I have a feeling you're pushing up the bicep.
I know I'm doing that. Yeah, there we go.
But I want you guys in the comment section to also sound off as well. If you think that Dwayne's off, if you think he's dead on, go ahead and put your thoughts and comments in there, and I'll read them off. But let's move on to the second one. So number two harsh truth about men that women should know. Dwayne, do you think this is true or not?
Right.
Boys need their bros also. There's a theme, that is present in another revelation, that guys would sometimes rather be with friends than their own guy friends than with women. It's nothing against women.
No.
It's just, but if you choose to deprive men of the others in their lives, men will begin to resent you for it. So some girls will ask their guys, their husbands, their boyfriends, can I come along with you? Whenever I run into this situation where there's a female complaining about her male, where he likes to go out with the guys, and she's mad that she can't come with him, or he says, hey, I'm going to go out with the guys and we're going to do a guy thing, I say to her, picture your boyfriend asking to come shopping with you and your girlfriends. How would you feel about that? And she goes, oh, well, I never really thought about it like that. So, so this begs the question, Dwayne, in your opinion, do you think that guys need their guy friends, or bros need their bros and be around them too? Do you think that's the same as men and women? Women, men to men?
Yeah, 110%. And I would say equally for the ladies to have lady only friends. I would say good quality. I mean, it's one of those, like, been around the block enough to know that not all guy friends are created equal. I mean, you have the sphere. I would say if you could get around your nucleus of guy friends, the ones that are going to be, the supportive, bust your balls, the guy is shorter than 5'5" for you.
What's that now?
The guy's below 5'5" for you. What's his name? Your buddy?
Richie.
Richie, yeah. I mean,
now, full disclosure, he's not shorter than 5'5". If he heard us say that, he'll be pissed off. He's going to come in the chat section and start insulting people. Okay, he's already insulted my hairline a couple weeks ago.
But yeah, no, I mean, guys, they need that, bro time, just like girls need girl time. And again, healthy relationships across the board, you need to have together time, separate time, and then time with same biological folks, and even with opposite sex, friends, have an amount of that. And it all depends on the relationship and different things there. But definitely, without question, being around people, friends of the same gender, having that bro time and having girl time, where you can go out and just cut loose and have fun. And I mean, I'm fortunate that, Brandy's very red pilled. So, and the way I've always been is what you see is what you get, no matter who, no matter who I'm around. So if she were to go out with me, I would say whatever I would say with or without her. And that scares her sometimes, but having, time with your friends to go out and do guy stuff and be a guy, and that comes back, that return on investment, letting that happen is going to be great for your relationship, your together time. It makes that even better. And then, I mean, think about basically you're putting, you're saying, put the guy's balls on a shelf and allow him to go out. And, it's like, what does that say to the guy? And then again, but the people that do that, the opposite, it usually isn't true. So the girl, if she wants to go out with her girlfriends and do responsible things, not be a hoe and not go to the clubs and all that nonsense, do appropriate stuff. What if the guy were to say no? Oh my, the world would end. But yeah, I would say to answer the question, 110%, yes, that needs to happen for a million reasons.
I think it's very healthy, and I think that you said it well whenever you started off the conversation with, yes, I believe guys should hang out with their guy friends, girls should hang out with their girlfriends, and then you threw in the caveat, assuming that they're hanging out with the right people.
Right.
And that's you couldn't have said it any better. So yes, I'm a big advocate of my woman hanging out with her girlfriends. I think it's healthy. I think it's something that's needed. And guys need it too. I find that women would want to do that a little more than guys might want to do that. That's fine. We are different people, different creatures. To Dwayne's point though, the caveat is whom she's hanging out with, whom he's
Yeah.
hanging out with. I have oftentimes said that single women keep women single.
Yep.
Well, the same thing could apply and has applied for men as well.
Oh yeah.
It's not as it doesn't work as equally though. Like if let me give you an example. If my if my chick hung out with 4 single friends, it's only a matter of time before my woman starts to get some stinking thinking and starts wondering how green the grass is. If I hang out with 4 single dudes, guys are not trying to talk you out of being in a relationship.
Right.
When you have hard times, they're usually trying to help you work the problem. And it's not they're trying to talk you out of staying in the relationship, so there is a little bit of a difference. However, I will say this, ladies, I'll give you this advice because there's definitely some truth to you want to watch out who your guys hang out with. And examples will be that the old adage of who you hang out with is who you become is obviously true. There's some transferability there. So if your man is hanging out with a guy who does drugs,